Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you a full explanation of the history of seasons. I decided to make this video because since the format of seasons is going to change in a way it never did before, I figured everyone should know how it came to be this way. But before we get started, I put a lot of effort into today's video, so it would be great if you could like and subscribe to my channel. Now, let's get right into what you came here for. However, when I say seasons, I don't mean from a few years ago. The idea of seasons first came more than 11 years ago, and they weren't even called seasons. The idea of events was very different from the idea of seasons, but this very first event, X-Max 2012, was pretty similar. The general idea was that you would race, and there were different awards that you could earn from completing a different amount of races. However, this wasn't all there was to it. On top of completing a certain amount of races, you could also earn achievements from completing a certain amount of session races, which means racing without stopping for more than 30 minutes. The first person to complete this event was the legendary typist VL. Subscribe if you want me to make a video on him. However, this wasn't the format for all of the events. Throughout the events, there would be many other special rewards for doing special things. In the summer 2013 event, you could get titles from owning certain cars. However, there are still some achievements to this day that follow this idea, so let's move on to the next type of achievements during events. This would be earning extra cash and XP from racing during those events. This would happen for all the X-Max events. So X-Max 2012, X-Max 2013, X-Max 2014, etc. However, at one point, the admins decided to change things up. Surprisingly, the first season was not actually Season 1. It was Season 0.5, which was for testing. This would be the longest season to this day. However, with seasons, a new concept was also introduced: points. Points were used for seasonal and weekly leaderboards. Up until team leaderboards were replaced with leagues, points remained an important part in the game. You would earn a certain amount of points every race, and the formula for calculating points was 100 plus words per minute over 2, whole thing times accuracy. So for example, if a person typed 120 words per minute and their accuracy was 95%, then they would earn 152 points. Points weren't the only new part of seasons though. Once seasons were added, there were no more special events when you could earn extra cash and extra XP for racing during those events. On top of that, there were no more rewards for doing sessions, because the admins felt like it was unsafe for kids to feel pressured to race too much without taking breaks. However, the basic idea of earning loot for racing still remained, but throughout the seasons, many updates happened. When the Hall of Fame was removed, it wasn't everything, just the player-related stats. There were still top team leaderboards, but that was all. There was a good portion of people who got mad about this, and there were also a lot of YouTubers who talked about it. However, there was a tiny replacement for this. Badges would be given to players who were in the top. The badges were Top 300 Racer, Top 100 Racer, Top 50 Racer, Top 10 Racer, and Top 3 Racer. These badges remained until very recently, which I will cover later in this video. There were also team badges for Top 50 team, Top 10 team, and Top 3 team. There was also another update that was added, XP. However, it wasn't in the traditional way. In the traditional way, there were levels. The higher the level you were on, the more XP you needed to advance up. You would earn XP from racing. You could also get XP from mystery boxes. However, this time XP couldn't be earned from mystery boxes. Instead, the admins implemented a new way to earn it: daily challenges. Daily challenges probably don't need a lot of explanation since they still exist to this day, but here's a short version. You get a list of 3 challenges every day, such as do 13 races in a session, get above 96% accuracy for 3 races, and do 7 races with a sticker. The XP would total 7.5 thousand XP for every day. To rank up in the season, you needed to earn at least 20,000 XP for every rank. There was also one thing about seasons in general. What happened if you finished one? What happened if you raced enough to get all of the loot in the season? Well, you would move on to earning $100,000 in Nitro Type cash for every 40,000 XP you earned. This feature continues forever, or at least until the season ends and a new one starts. For a while after this, everything was normal. They would have a Hallowampus shop every year, which was a special shop for Halloween seasons. From it, you could buy Halloween-themed cars. There would also be an X-Max cave, which was a Christmas shop that sold Christmas-themed cars. However, in seasons 49, 51, and 52, the admins would do something that shocked everyone. In pretty much all the previous seasons, basically all of the loot was brand new. However, starting in season 49, Haunted Highways, there was only one new car, one new trail, one new name tag, one new nitro, one new sticker, and a few new titles. All of the rest was brought back. This really upset the community, and everyone agreed that season 49 was one of the worst seasons. This also happened for seasons 51 and 52, except that they had added stock cars, which were technically new because they hadn't been released in the game before, but it was pretty obvious that the admins were just lazy and weren't creating anything new. Stock cars had existed for a long time, but only the admins had access to them. When the admins released stock cars to the community, it was a sign that they were lazy. Although they also did this for season 53, all of the new loot that they added was really good, so people don't care and generally consider it one of the better seasons. You may be wondering though, what about season 50? Well, that was the X-Max season, and in the X-Max seasons, they always bring a bunch of loot back, so no one really cared that they brought a bunch of loot back that time. However, although people were really mad about this, there was one new update that Nitro Type had given a preview of, leagues. They had removed the leaderboards along with all of the badges and had announced that soon leagues would be implemented into the game, replacing the leaderboards. At the beginning of season 53, leagues were finally implemented for the public. If you want to know more about leagues, go to the latest news post in Nitro Type. I should also mention that season 53 is the last season in this format. After this season, they will change seasons and make it so that there are other ways to earn loot besides just racing. And that pretty much wraps up this video. Thank you everyone for watching, and if you made it this far, remember to leave a like and subscribe. I also have a $15 million giveaway going on, so make sure to check that video out, and that's pretty much all I have to say. Bye.